Not till those infidels drop back there.
All right. First of all, I hope you have something to drink here because there will be a toast at the end.
You're a word you saying, Kyle.
We have two poems, but you got to squeeze in them. We have two poems, and then our rabbi will lead us in some traditional rabbi songs.
You're the one. You're the one.
Singing some of them rabbi songs.
You're the one about projecting.
What about
All right. First of all, welcome to the Kettle Creek Inn. There are a lot of neat traditions. Sailing is a great tradition. The race to Lake Erie, the Lake Erie International race from Stanley to Ashtabula or vice versa is a wonderful tradition that has gone on for probably more than 50 years. Unfortunately, most of the people that started that are long gone, so we are the remnants, and we pass it on to the next generation. So we're also very pleased to have new faces here, because part of the whole thing here is to keep people coming into it, keep the tradition alive. And one of the traditions that we really need to maintain is the Kettle Creek Inn, because this is such a neat gathering. There's nothing like it that I've seen at AYC, and it's open structure. We do some poems, do some rabbi stuff,
Irish tenor stuff?
and anybody else can participate in any way you want to.
And Kyle just bought minority shares in the end.
No. It's a family affair. This year we have two poems. The first one I always write about a week ahead of time, because I'm never sure if I'm going to have
Second poem.
the second poem. But fortunately, the second poem came this morning, and so we'll go with that. The other part to it is, and I want to make it very clear, is last year we had a good time with the boat gossip. And these things kind of come around periodically.
Good one.
But no one ever asked Van Gogh to paint another Starry Night. So there's not boat gossip this time, but there's some stuff I think you'll find interesting. One of the things that impressed me about 2 weeks ago was the Arts Center Regatta. And there are a lot of memorable things about the Arts Center Regatta this year. But the thing that was most memorable was our boat 10 Spot for me. And the people that crewed 10 Spot and how she performed in really severe weather. And she held together, the crew held together, the sails held together. No one got hurt, nothing broke, and we were very happy to finish that race.
Speak for yourself, helmsman.
The only one that got really wet was Bruce, and he was on the rail. So I decided to write a poem about 10 Spot. And you can put whatever boat you want into, because I think we're all attached to our boats. And there was a reason that we're attached to it. Not only do they take us through thick and thin and weather and that type of thing, but I've been talking to my chemist friend, Christian, over here somewhere. And Christian tells me that
You said Jewish.
fiberglass is held together with a resin that's carbon-based, just like we are. So we have an affinity for. All right. All right. The other thing that motivated this poem about 10 Spot was that 10 Spot's gotten a lot of bad press because of its facilities. Lack thereof. And you may remember 4 or 5 years ago when my aunt, who thought she was traveling on a yacht, came over on 10 Spot and actually read a poem about how 10 Spot was a very fine sloop, but there was no place to
Urinate.
But I also want to pay homage to our friend Kathy, wherever she is, because she is the first woman to go back-to-back years sober on 10 Spot. So here is our poem to 10 Spot. Our boat 10 Spot is nothing too plush, rather Spartan inside and no toilet to flush. Her deck and her topsides are pretty well marred. 30 years of hard racing has left her well scarred. A mainsail without crinkle and a jenny well blown. One more indication of the miles she's flown. No galley or water, and you pee over the side. But like so much in life, the beauty's inside. An AYC perf boat, she may be one of the last. She sails like a youngster and her ride's a real blast. She's one at the Art Center and a week at the Bay, and won cases of Arnie's best Chardonnay.
That's good.
She's raced out of Cleveland and points further west. To Stanley and Minter, she's given her best. At her age, some find it easier to stay at the dock and just take it easy and run out the clock. But 10 Spot's no quitter. As long as she floats, she's a spirit and a mindset, and not simply a boat. Whenever the wind blows, she's ready to go, with or without the prevailing flow. She flies high to windward in 7-foot seas, snatching each lift or a shift from a stiffening breeze. Under spinnaker, she's prone to jump to the lead, surfing down winds at 20 knot speed. When the docks are deserted and the people long gone, I'll stop by in the evening to just hang around. I contemplate the boat and the wind she's been through, always giving her all in protecting her crew. I marvel at the boat. There really isn't too much to her, but she's never faltered or balked, always the doer. Some skeptics may say she's nothing but glass, something to ride but hard on your ass. But I love and admire her, and she keeps it together through spinnaker jives and beats in stiff weather. When she's quieted down and I tuck her in for the night, I turn to leave and she's gone from my sight. She will wake when the winds rise and the wind deck swings north, and tug at her lines to boldly sail forth.
Ten Spot.
And to Epiphysis, an old boat also, to Talisman, an old boat, and to that other boat, Kahuna. These are great boats.
This may be a record. Kyle almost got as emotional as I do in these things.
31 years old.
All right, the second one is right here.
Now, can you top that? That was really great.
Now we're getting current.
Maybe it's a poem about a boat with a
Good, you just lowered expectations. All right, here we go. Make no mistake, she is a great lake. We sailed her together, and we know what it takes. We forego a big engine and a boat air-conditioned. We raise sails and trim lines in broach and stiff winds. We tack and we jibe and drift while the spinnaker spins to find that the wind leads us to where we have already been. We do it the hard way, time and time again. We are brothers and sisters, and the lake is our kin. Yet we are different as each other's boat. Some hang around buoys, some like to drink while they float. Some are light and fast with hot racing sails. Some race from the cockpit and don't sit on the rails. Some boats drink wine and others dark brew. Some have old crew and some are brand new. But we are children of the wind with our own special grace, and none is defined by how we finish a race. Perf ratings can be grating, as we all surely know.
Here you go.
No. Some sail to their rating and some well below. Some like to point and others to reach. It's the same lesson to learn and then again teach. Our world is diverse with reds, yellows, and greens. There's not too much in black and white, but a lot in between. We can't quantify performance with numbers that fit in, for the numbers will fail and we must dig deeper within. Each race is different, but more often than not, a high or low perf rating doesn't mean squat.
How about the Enmar class?
I like that one, Terry. I like that
It works.
This race is a tradition we must never forget. Much larger than us, or the perf rating we get. Years from now, no one will remember the race, but will know us by our style and grace. That we meet here every year at this time hallowed place to toast to each other and every new face. So take your Smittix, held high in a glass. Here's to one and to all, and a swift kick in our ass.
one.